I've done is I've taken the first equation and I have turned it into a matrix. You will notice that I pulled all of the coefficients from the equations. I kept the signs. Okay, so this represents our x's, this represents our y's, this represents our z's, and anything beyond this represents the constants. Okay, so that's how you write those. So the first step is we want the coefficient of the coefficient of 1 on the x term in the first equation. This says equation, but we're no longer dealing with equations. So, but you're still going to follow the same steps. So in theory, this should say first row. I copied this from my other videos, so I'm trying to keep the same terminology. Just know when I say first equation, I'm talking about this first row. Okay? Second equation, second row. Third equation, third row. First, second, third. No matter what operations you're doing, this is always the first row, second row, third row. Okay? So we want the coefficient on the x term to be 1. Well, it's already 1. So we're doing good. Okay? So step 2, remember the steps, we'll go through it, but we're supposed to be eliminating the the x term from equation 2 and equation 3. Let me switch to my iPad so we can look at it together. So I have it written here. Put my passcode in. Okay, so come back over here. I did click it, didn't I? Okay, so eliminate the x term from the second equation, the second row, okay? We want that to be gone. We want that to be 0. Okay, so that's what they mean by eliminate. So same elementary operations, except we're going to call it row operations now. So I'm going to write, I'll do it in green again. That seemed to really work. So we're on step 2. I'm going to put step 2. Okay, we're eliminating the x term from the second row. So I need that to be 0. Well, if I can make this negative, and if I add these two together, it'll work out, right? So what I'm saying is, if I can make this negative, a -1, if I add them together, they'll cancel each other out. And that's what we want, okay? So we're going to take -1 times row 1. Now, instead of me writing row, you're going to see me write R. That represents row 1, row 2. Row 3, okay? So -1 times row 1, and I'm going to add it to row 2 to get my new row 2. If you've seen my previous videos, you've seen that I write it out what I'm thinking so that I don't lose my spot. And some of you might think, oh, that takes forever, but once you really get good at it, you write it, you do it, you move on. You write it, you do it, you move on. I'm showing you step by step so that you can see it, so you see what the order of steps are. So I'm taking negative. Did I do that? Yeah. So I'm taking -R1, -1 times row 1, adding it to my row 2 to get my new row 2. Okay. So -1 times row 1. I'm trying to think how I'm going to do this. Okay. So I'm looking at this row first. Matter of fact, I can go ahead and, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, -1 times row 1, we're looking at this row. So -1 times these numbers, okay? -1 times row 1. So -1 times 1 is going to be -1. -1 times -2 is going to be a +2. -1 times 4 is going to be a -4. And I'm just going to draw the line to show my constant. And then -1 times 6 is going to be -6. So far, so good? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the PowerPoint. Now I'm going to add my row 2. Row 2 happens to be 1, 1, 13, and 6. Okay. We're going to add these together to get my new row 2. When I add these together, I end up with, I'm going to do that in black, 1, 1, 13, and 6. That way I can keep a blue. That's 0. That's 3, 9, and 0. Okay. Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, cool. So this is my new row 2. So now my matrix is going to look like this. We're going to have 1, negative 2, 4. I'll come back and write the constants. 0, 3, 9, and then negative 2, 6, negative 1. My constants, this is 6, 0, and negative 10. Okay, so that's what it looks like after, after that. So we changed the 1 became a 0 because we eliminated that term. So you don't want to leave a space. You actually want to put a 0 like kind of like as a placeholder, okay? So now, step 3, we need to eliminate the term from the x term from the third equation. Okay, so that means we're looking right here. We need this to be a 0. Okay, well, again, if I can make this a 2 and I add it to this one, 2 plus negative 2, that's going to be 0. So let's do that. So I'm going to take row 1, 2 times row 1, add it to row 3 to get my new row 3. Okay, negative 2 times this row, so I can add it to this row so I can get a new of that row, because if I can make that a 2, 2 plus the negative 2 will be 0, and that's what we want. Okay, so let's do that. Get a real pen. 2 times row 1, add it to row 3 to get my new row 3. So 2 times row 1 right here. So 2 times 1 is going to be 2. 2 times negative 2 is going to be negative 4. 2 times 4 is going to be 8. So far, so good. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times negative 2, 4, negative 4. And 2 times 4, 8. And 2 times 6, 12. Let me do it like that. Okay. And then add that to row 3, right? Row 3 is negative 2, 6, negative 1, and 10. Negative 2, 6, negative 1, and 10. Sorry. Yeah. And then these cancel, which is what we want, right? Sorry, I was looking at that one. These cancel, which is what we want, but I'm going to make sure I write that becomes 0. A negative 4 plus 6, that's going to be 2. 8 plus a negative 1 is going to be 7. And 10 plus, negative 10. Excuse me. Y'all see that? Negative 10. So negative 10 plus 12 is going to be 2. Get my blue. So this is my new row 3. Okay, so if I write the matrix, my new matrix, I have 1, negative 2, 4, 6, 0, 3, 9, 0, and 0, 2, 2, 7, and then 2. So far, so good. You following? Okay. So 1, 0, 0, negative 2, 3, 2, 4, 9, 7, 0, 6, 0, 2. Okay, so now we eliminated the x terms from equation 2, row 2, and equation 3, which is row 3. Now remember, the next step is we need this to now become a 1. We want the coefficient on the y, to become a 1. Remember, make it simple, don't make it hard. Do the easiest operation that you can do. If I want to turn this into a 1, I could just divide it by 3. So there's no need to jump to these other rows to do that. You could, but I just need that to be a 1. And I need this to stay a 0, okay? I don't want it to magically come back. So that's why I'm just going to divide by 3, okay? So we're going to take, this is step 4. We're going to take 1/3 times row 3, row 2, and we're going to get our new row 2, okay? 1/3 times row 2. All right, so that means if I write everything over 3 divided by 3, 1/3 times it is the same thing as over it. So that would be 0 over 3. That would be 3 over 3. That would be 9 over 3. And then this is the constant 0 over 3. And when you simplify this, of course, this becomes 0. This becomes 1. This is my new row 2. 0, that becomes 1. That becomes 3. And that becomes 0. So that is my new row 2. 0, 1, 3, 0. Okay? 0, 1, 3, 0. So far, so good? Okay, let me write the new matrix, just like what we see there. So now when I write my new matrix, I still have 1, -2, 4, and 6. I now have 0, 1, 3, and then 0, 2, 7. Let me write my constants. I'm trying to keep the constants as gold because I want you to see that they're different from the coefficients. Okay, that's the only reason why. I just want you to see that they're different. Okay, cool beans. Let's keep it moving. So now that's step 4. Step 5. Now we need to eliminate, right? We need to eliminate this because we want to have, remember our goal is still X, Y, Z, have a Y and a Z, and then have a Z because then we can back substitute to get our answer. So far this looks good. So far this looks good. Now we need to get rid of the Y term in the third equation or the third row. So that's going to be step 5. Okay. So if I want to get rid of this, meaning I need this to become a 0, do you notice what 2 equations we can add together really quickly? You got some options. Now here's the thing. If I add this equation with this equation to get my new row 2, the problem is this is going to turn into 1 because of that. We don't want it to turn into a 1. So let's work with these 2 equations because this will stay 0. Remember, that's our goal, and we want this to go away. So it looks like, it looks like we can take -2 times row 2, and we could add it to row 3 to get our new row 3. Okay? Yeah, because then this will still be 0, which is what we want. This will turn into 0, which is what we want, and then we should have that left. Okay? So let's do that. So -2 times row 2 plus row 3 to get my new row 3. Okay? So -2 times row 2. So we're looking here. -2 times row 2. So -2 times that, -2 times 0 is going to be 0. -2 times 1 is going to be -2. And then -2 times 3 is going to be -6. And then we have our constants, right? And then -2 times 0 is going to be, real pen, 0. Okay, and then our row 3, I'm just going to write it, 0, 2, 7, 2. When we add those together, we get 0, 0, which is what we want, 1, and then 2. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, so now that represents the Z, right? The Z's by itself. Now we have Y and Z, and we have X, Y, and Z. So now the last step, which is the back substitution, right? So let me show you. So this is what we have. If you look at it as an equation again, which you can, all I did was bring over the coefficients and I attached them back to the terms that they match with. Remember, these represent the x values, these represent the y values, these represent the z values, okay? And these are the constants. So this is what it looks like. So here you can see z equals 2. Well, now if z equals 2 and we plug it into this equation, we should get y. And then if we plug it into this equation, we should get z. So that should be our answer. So let's get into it. Let me write the new matrix first, because I'm getting ahead of myself. But I wanted you to see how this works. It's pretty slick. So we have 0, 0, 1, right? Let me get, what was it? It was 0, 1, 3, 1, negative 2, 4. And then this is still 6, 0, and this was 2. Make sure I wrote that right. Yep, 6, 0, 2, 4, 3, 1. Yep, negative 1, negative 2. Okay, so now step 6, you're going to do back substitution. Okay, so this represents z equals 2, right? We said that this was y plus 3z equals, let me do it this color, sorry. Let me do it in black. So this is, this represents x minus 2y plus 4z equals 6. This represents y plus 3z equals 0, and then z equals 2. Okay, so if z equals 2, then you have y plus 3z equals 0. So you're going to have y plus 3 times 2, right? So that's going to be y plus 6 equals 0. Subtract 6, subtract 6. That goes away. And you're left with y equals negative 6, which we said that that's what that was. And then if z equals 2 and y equals negative 6, I'm just showing you because I want you to see how to substitute it back. Okay, so this is x minus 2 times negative 6, right? Plus 4 times 2. Equals 6, okay? So you have x minus negative 12 plus 8 equals 6. I don't know if y'all could tell that was a 2. So make that plus because they're right next to each other, minus. So this is now x plus 12 plus 8 equals 6. So that's going to be x plus, what is that? 20 equals 6, minus 20 on both sides. That cancels out, and you have x equals negative 14. So x equals negative 14, y equals negative 6, and z equals 2. Okay, remember this is an independent system because you have exactly one solution. So if you were to write your ordered pair, remember the order matters. So you'd have to write it like that. Duh, is on the screen. Okay, check your work. Go back to the original equation, plug these values in, and they will check out. Okay, I've already checked it for you. Now, that's if you stop right there and then you want to back substitute. But you can continue to do row operations